everybody, my name is Old School Nerd, and tomorrow is my birthday. Now normally, I'm pretty sure that everyone alive celebrates those once a year. Some of you every 4 years because you're a leap year baby. That is not my fault. But what is my fault is I have been on this planet for a half a century. Yep, 50 years, your boy puts the old in Old School Nerd. This is not about me, but it is. This is me telling all of you in so many different ways, thank you for making this old guy all of this. Like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this wall had nothing on it 4 years ago. That's right. Next month in November will be the 4-year anniversary of Old School Nerd here on YouTube. Now, none of this stuff was here. All this swag, that plate right there, all these amazing band plates that have been signed by amazing band members, all these albums, all the toys, the swag, all the gifts you have given me. You guys have really blessed me and my family in more ways than you'll ever know. But do you know how crazy this has been? Okay, let's go from the beginning. And yes, I'm going to run it down. These are all the crazy things that I've noticed in the last 4 years. I'm going to break it down in groups. Ready? How this all got started. Someone said, dude, if you're going to be on YouTube and you want to do reactions, you got to do this one. The first one that everyone should do just out the gate, because everyone's going to want to see your face when this woman in this band drops her harsh vocal when you don't expect it. My first ever reaction was Ginger Pisces. Holy crap. And I freaked out like everybody else. So much so, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it so much that my second reaction was also Ginger. Yes, the live performance of Who's Gonna Be the One. And at that point, I was a believer in Ginger. Not just for the vocals, but also a funky, groovy rhythm in metal. Hats off to the guys and the amazing Tatiana of Ginger. New album is coming out very soon. In fact, after this video, I'm doing a reaction to their brand new song. Check it out on my YouTube channel. Okay, not only Ginger, but I was introduced to Nightwish and Sabaton. Whew. Now, for my channel in the first year, those were the big three. Why? Well, I was not into metal music for the last 20 years. Yeah. Right around the time that grunge really took off in the 90s, I started to get away from metal because it seemed to be dying out and pop music was exploding and grunge was dominating the radio, and I was stuck in America and I had to pay attention to what other people said I had to because radio and MTV ruled everything and there was no YouTube. Well, right around the time of the 2000s, I completely gave up on everything because nu metal dominated everything, and I'm sorry, I just didn't get Limp Bizkit. Rollin', break stuff, nookie, I was freaking done. You can blame it on Fred if you want, but he lost a metalhead with that nonsense. And in doing so, apparently, it's Fred Durst's fault, but I missed out on a lot of amazing music. My Chemical Romance, right? Tool. There was the freaking System of a Down, right? Korn. And the incredible Linkin Park. Yes, missed them all. Why? Shenanigans. I was disenchanted and I went down the rabbit hole, like everybody should. Now, if you're a young person out there and you're like, Old School Nerd, what the hell are you talking about? You need, at some point in your developmental life, whether it be in your teenage years, early 20s, don't wait till you're in your 30s, it's too late, go on the classic metal rock journey. It goes all the way back to the beginning. Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, The Stones, Black Sabbath. Start with the OGs and work your way back. You're going to find some amazing things that you're like, wait a minute, how does that sound like Pantera? Because Pantera was badass, and a lot of hardcore musicians still love that band. They laid the groundwork that is now referred to as hardcore, and so on and on and on. If you understand where it comes from, you'll understand the greats. Now, why did I put these three bands out there? Because when I came into YouTube, these three bands dominated metal in Europe, remember, I said that I was from the United States. And when in the United States in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even in the 2000s, if it wasn't on the radio and it wasn't on MTV, you had to go look really, really hard. And I didn't grow up in a big mecca city like Chicago, New York, LA, San Francisco, where you catch the touring big bands from Europe. I was living in the South, stuck with country and rap. Not my fault, and it's not their fault. I love funk music, so figure that one out. So, first year and a half, these were the big three, and my mind was blown. I fell in love with European metal music of all different types. And then, after about, the first year and a half, into year two, then something else happened. Somebody said, hey, Old School Nerd, not for nothing, but did you also know that there's metal in Europe? Yeah, figured that out. Okay, what about Asia? What are you talking about? Asia, Asia. Bandmade, baby metal, alien weaponry, over there. And I was like, get the hell out. Wait, what? Then I started to realize something. Wait a minute. It's a pretty culturally diverse metal scene in the world. Things that I took for granted as a young person, I'm realizing now are no longer novelties. In my second year in YouTube, I really started to realize that it doesn't matter what your gender is, where you're from, and what you look like. If you're good, you're fucking good, and you can be out there. Ginger showed me that right off the bat with Tatiana. I thought, okay, well, fine. Metal vocalist. I've seen a couple videos from Arch Enemy. They kind of laid the groundwork in the OG beginnings. Apparently it's starting to catch on. I was excited. What I wasn't ready for was for an entire ensemble of women like Love Bites and Bandmade and Crypta and bands that are completely female and they're better than everybody else, no matter what the genre is. And I'm like, holy crap, it's a brand new day. And as a dad of 3 daughters, I was pumped because that means I could show my kids their dad is cool and hip. And look, girls, there you go. Don't tell me you can't do it because they did. So I started to get excited. I was like, yes, okay, Asia, lock, no problem. This is getting really, really good. As we began to go, things started to get, by the way, while I'm there, Maximum the Hormone, really? Okay, I see you. Look, there's a lot of band names that I'm not gonna remember. This is nothing against the band. I'm just telling you, there may be 1 or 2 bands that I will miss out because I'm doing this with no script. And if I miss your band name, don't feel bad. It wasn't on purpose. I just ran out of time and I talked too much. But don't worry, if I remember you, you're there and you know it. Okay, so we realized that everything in America was just label generated and radio play generated. It was really watered down and the creativity was stifled because bands that should be able to make whatever the hell they wanted were trying to make hits so they can get airplay. Europe, not so much. They make some crazy stuff. And that was part of my thought. And then I went to Japan and I went to Australia and New Zealand and I was like, whoa, they have no rules, which made me very, very happy. The journey continued on and we saw bands in South America and in Africa. And yes, even North America. Hello, Canadians. That's a shout out to all of my friends in Canada. You know who you are, starting with, if you go all the way up to where Sixon started and Red Handed Denial over there in the east side of Canada, all the way over to Unleash the Archers. I mean, Unleash the Archers had me freaking out on something else. Nerds. Nerds have taken over metal. It's not just a bunch of angry, bully, bearded dudes with tattoos. You could be completely nerdy and it's totally cool. Very happy to see that. Now, something else happened. Then someone said, hey, Old School Nerd, you liking the stuff from other places? Absolutely. Well, what about those other places not only just playing metal, but making metal about those places? Huh? Yeah! Fleischwanz! The Nightland Band! Bloodywood! The Wagaki Band from Japan. These are bands that literally take the folk culture music of where they're from anywhere on the globe. Fleischwanz is in Europe. Nightland is in Siberia. Bloodywood, if you don't know, crack a book, look it up. Holy shit. And then the Wagaki band to take traditional Japanese instrumentation, infuse it with metal, and leave you sitting there going, holy crap. The folk metal journey, where it wasn't just adding a dull drum to metal music or adding a hurdy-gurdy to metal music. You know, it wasn't just that. It was taking it, fusing it together as one, not as an accent, but as a way to literally roll it out as a central focus of the genre. Bands like LUVT and the Lear Band, and it goes on and on and on, including stuff that just makes us laugh. I know. The thing about it is, not only can you do cultures, but you can do comedy. Nano War Steel, Ailstorm, just to name a few. Yes. The thing about this YouTube journey has been, if you can metal it, you can make it anything you want. Literally, and I'm not joking, anything you want. They say that, what is it, is it Rule 34 or Rule 34 or Rule 32? There's a meme, a joke back in the internet, like rule number 34. If it's on the internet, you can make a sexual fetish about it. That is also true for metal music. If you can sing about Uranuses from an astrophysicist perspective, you can make a metal song about it. No joke. Look it up, Nano War Steel. If you could talk about drunk pirates and beer and vacations to Mexico and how, I don't know, Norwegians and Swedish people can actually do reggaeton music, yes, you can. See, these are all things that I tell you and you're like, no, like look it up. We go digging a hole in a dance club with strippers with troll masks on their heads. That really happened. And one of you had me do it. I have never forgotten that. It's burned in my brain. Funny stuff, folk stuff, kind of fucked up stuff, all of it was there. And then something kind of interesting happened. There were people that were creating the music that I grew up on, but with modern takes. Analog into a digital world. Analog from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, but they take those classics and make them modern metal or modern versions of them with no rules, because you can do that now. You know the names. Tommy Johansson, right? From Majestica, Sabaton. Yeah, Tommy. Leo Maracchioli, Frog Leaf Studios. El Estepario Siberiano, one of the craziest drummers and one of the highest viewed videos. His collection blows out my channel. Why? Because he's that good. He can take any song and make you go, wait, how? Wait, but it's just him though. How many, wait, but it's 2 arms. 2 legs confirmed. I mean, you know, he might have but it's 2, okay. You have to ask those questions when he does stuff. That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't end there. Lauren Babbitt, Just Joe Syracuse, Violet Orlandi, Halocene. It just goes on and on and on. So many creative people that take your classic metal songs or classic any type genre songs and rewrite them, redo them, reimagine them, and make you go, whoa, what the hell just happened? That's just the first 4 years of me being on YouTube. And I know I have forgotten some really big names, mainly because I don't know what to say about Electric Callboy. Do you? Other than you love them? The 15 to 20 symphonic metal bands, each one with a more incomparable, amazing vocalist, surrounded by crazy ass musicians. It just goes on and on and on. And if that wasn't enough, all of you reminded me of something. Ginger, my first reaction to them is when they exploded. Did you know that Ginger was a band for many years before that? Electric Callboy has been viral since COVID. Yeah, that whole hypa thing. Yeah, they've been viral ever since. Did you know that they put out albums before that? What about Sabaton? Before they were headlining tours to hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. Yeah, they were a band for 20 years before all of that. And so on and on and on. So some of them were like, hey, Old School Nerd. And it started with one band. And I'm going to say the name of this band because fuck it, they've earned it because they were the first ones. A band from Germany, from the metalcore scene of Germany, an independent band called Torrential Rain. Their drummer, who is leaving the band after 10 amazing years to pursue his life goals. Good luck, Dario. I have to give him a shout out because he took the chance, emailed me when I had 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I was nobody. He's like, hey, dude, I like your reactions. I love how you look at the music. I love how you feel the music. We're a band from Germany. We're called Torrential Rain. We have some really cool songs. Would you care checking them out? Yes. Yes, I would. He's like, do you charge? The fuck, are you kidding me? No, send me links. Every single intro on my channel is either a Torrential Rain song to start or a Torrential Rain song to end. They have literally been the soundtrack of my reaction channel. Why? Because they were first. They took a chance on me, and I have supported those guys every day, and I always will. Why? Because their music is amazing. And they're an up-and-coming band, just trying to make a way through the metalcore scene of Germany, which is thick as the ocean is deep. The metalcore genres and modern metal scene in Germany and the surrounding areas in Central Europe are bananas. Kind of like the hardcore scene in the UK. Good luck. It's crazy. I wish we had that here. But we don't. Maybe one day, because music is spreading. I'm seeing up-and-coming bands from all over the world, brought by all of you to this channel. We dedicate every Saturday on my Twitch stream to find all of the up-and-coming artists with new music and new videos. We do reactions to all of them. I let all of you pick them. I do the reactions. You guys vote for them. And an up-and-coming band gets their reaction on my YouTube channel right after Ginger, right before Electric Callboy. They get the same audience that everybody else gets. Why? Because that's how you find the next Bloodywood. That's how you find the next Ginger. That's how you find the next Electric Callboy. Someone has to put them on the internet. Damn it. We've built this community. All of you have come here to help me. Yes, I'm horrible at this. I suck. I don't remember names. I do not speak languages at all. I will mispronounce your band's name. Do you even know how long it took me to learn how to say El Estadio Siberiano? Holy crap, dude. 4 instruments took me like, I don't know. I can't say the names of the members of Nightwish to save my ass. The only reason why I know Ginger is because I'm afraid, well, I just know their names because they were first. But do you see what I'm saying? I'm just trying. I'm sharing what I think in my heart, how this music makes me feel, and I want to share it with all of you. And 107,000 of you have come on this journey, and it's bananas. I get to talk to all of you all the time, from every corner of this world. I have friends in the Ukraine. I have friends in Israel. I have friends in Russia. I have friends in Syria. I have friends in Saudi Arabia. I have friends in Greece, many friends in Italy, so many friends in Sweden, Norway, and Finland, Iceland. Do you guys know that I have a D&D game every week? And the closest person living to me is in Maryland, and I live in Louisiana. Dungeon Masters from Portland, Oregon. The other Dungeon Masters from Iceland. Do you know what it's like to play D&D with a Dungeon Master from Iceland? All of the mystical creatures are like stuff he sees in the yard. And then he gives them Icelandic names, which you know because it's me. I can't pronounce them. And I love every second of it. I turn 50 years old tomorrow, and I have more energy, more passion. I feel more love from all of you for the music that we get to enjoy in this time. Guys, I get it. The world sucks. Everything is going wrong for everyone. I don't know why. I don't know how right now can actually be worse than a global pandemic, but for some people it is. But I do know this. With all that going on, all of that, all of this, all of that down there, all of you, the music brings us together. The music right now, whether it be metal or folk or whatever it is that we put on this channel that I share with all of you and you share back with me, there is something there that we can all share together. It is one of the greatest times to be a fan of metal music, because these days, nobody's going to tell you what you have to watch. No one's going to tell you what you have to listen, because it's the only thing that's available. You get to pick. Think about pop music and country music here in the US. They're still being told who's hot on the radio. And that's how they determine who gets whatever. In metal, you have to earn it, either through a viral video like Electric Callboy, and then show up in a live show and back it up and be better live than on a video that goes viral because it's through the craziness scale. Or a lot of metal bands out here now these days are doing it the Rush method. Doesn't matter if anybody gives you radio play or you go viral on the internet. Every live show, every person leaves that show knowing who you are, and they never forget. Right now is a renaissance of metal. It started back in 2016, 17, 18. Through COVID, so many things changed, but we're coming back hard now. Creativity's through the roof. I am so proud and honored that over 100,000 of you have given your support to this channel to follow along with me. I will never forget any of you. To the labels out there, and you know who you are, from Napalm and Nuclear Blast and Century Media and A Rising Empire and so on and on and on. If I try to list them all, I will forget some. That's just the way it is. Thank you for supporting my job trying to help all of these musicians get all of their music out to people who would have missed it. And I say that because it's true. If Take the Tech had not done reactions, if Tori Reacts and Matt and Chelsea and Orion and Metalburb, you know these names, Charismatic Voice, if I had not seen those people on YouTube and going, wow, that's really cool, I'm going to check out that new music. You are me in 2019. I became Old School Nerd because I am you 5 years ago. And I said, if they can do it, maybe I can find some people that I can share this with and share it here in America and around the world, that people have been like, you know how many times I go somewhere and go, have you ever heard of Electric Callboy? And they're like, who? How? Have you ever heard of Sabaton? Who? Bloodywood, Bandmate. I'm slapping people left and right because they've never heard of it, because they're living on the radio still. For every person that we share this music with and they're blessed by it, it makes all the hours, all the time that I spend here looking at these cameras, making an ass out of myself, channeling rednecks from nowhere. I don't know, man. It's just the way it is. And if you got country music, Harvest, I will do them reactions. That Old School Nerd, he doesn't do them, but I will do them. Why? Because I'm the country guy. I will literally make a fool out of myself to get any band that you guys have shared with me to any new listeners. It's not about me. From the very start, it has been about the music and all of you. All of my requests, all of my ideas, all of the videos come from all of you. And there are so many names. If I try to start naming names, I will never do it, so I won't say a single one. But you know who you are, because I'm looking at you right now on my Twitch stream right now. I see you. I remember you were the first one. Remember? Remember that day? I'm talking to somebody in my Twitch stream right now. I'm not going to say his name. Starts with an A, ends with an E. And he's from Europe. And I appreciate that person because he took a chance and did something in a live stream that started something that has sustained me and my family on Twitch and on YouTube ever since. I will never forget him for that. Thank you. All right, that's it for me. Just want to let you know what's going on. Tomorrow I turn 50. So, yeah. So what does that mean? Okay, so tomorrow I turn 50. On Friday, what am I doing? Taking a day off? Going out to eat with my wife? Spend some time with the kids? Do something for me? No, absolutely not. I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning, getting right here, looking at this camera with Tommy Johansson's logo up there, and I'm going to do my Tommy reaction. Why? Because it's Tommy Johansson Cover Friday. This has become part of my life. All of you have become part of my life. I can honestly say, it's kind of sad that I say it, but I'm okay with it. My closest friends are all of you. That beautiful woman that's walking behind the camera that none of you can see that I just scared the shit out of because she thought I was going to put her on camera, and she is not ready, even though I think she is. We got married this year. Only one of my groomsmen is not part of my community. Think about that. You guys have blessed me, and I hope I've done it at least a little bit to make you laugh, make you cry, make you go, the hell? If it's any one of those, I did my job. If for some reason any of you have ever seen one of my reactions and said, I'm going to check that band out, and then now they're one of your favorite bands, that's the whole reason. If I did that for even one person, it goes to this final point. If you're a band out there, you're an up-and-coming band, or you're Electric Callboy, or you're Sabaton, or Nightwish, or one of these big, huge bands, if you're Ginger or anything, or you're Seeker Pearl from Chicago, you're Vintersea from Oregon, you're Red-Handed Denal from Toronto, Canada, you're Six Sense over in Arizona, or you're anyone Hostage, or Avalanche Effect, or Our Mirage, Torrential Rain, all the different bands that are up and coming out there. Whether you're a huge band or just cutting your teeth, I want you to remember this one thing. This rule for me goes for you. You're going to play a whole bunch of shows, and sometimes you're going to play shows to nobody. But remember, your music, once it is played for someone, and your song, your music, your art, it's right there and makes a positive change for that person's life, you have saved a life. You have changed a life. You have blessed someone's trajectory in their life. Whether that be a small change or a drastic change, you don't know what that person's going to do with their life. They could become the next, I'm not going to name names because sometimes people don't turn out being good. Later on, and if this video goes 10 years from now, and I say a name, and that person has, a controversy, then this whole point goes away. But you could wind up making a huge blessing in that person's life and the people around them. Your music will last forever. If it's one person, that means you've made more of an impact than most people in the world. If I help one person find your music, I've done my job. I'm pretty sure, based upon some of the things you guys have told me, we've done pretty good for ourselves. My name is Old School Nerd. And tomorrow, I'm Older School Nerd. Some of you have said Jurassic School Nerd. You guys can eat a dick. I'm not that old. I just have a number that starts with a 5. And with that, I want to tell everyone thank you so much for all the support that you've given me in these last 4 years. And with that, I'm not stopping. Let's go to the next reaction. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this smoke ball together. We'll see you later. See? The ending? That was Torrential Rain. I keep my promises.